I will go over Common App. Um, as the name suggests in a way that I'll say more than 1,000 like colleges, not just, by the way, not just the colleges here in the US, but worldwide, I'll say number of schools in Canada, like they use Common App too. So um, and not just private schools. So some of the public schools outside of California, they use Common App. So only handful of schools who do not use Common App, and one being UC, and the other one is Cal State. You'll also notice that some schools, they'll say, oh, we accept our own application or Common App. Okay, so you can use either of them. So you can go to their website, use their application, or you can just simply use a Common App. Okay, thousands of colleges using Common App. And another thing, great thing about this is, again, just like you see, one application covers all, right? Now, the huge difference between UC and Common App is UC app, uh, per campus, you're not being asked different questions, right? So one example, let's say you're applying to UCLA and UC Berkeley. They're not asking different questions. Okay, so you're sending a one set of UC application to them, but for Common App, they have they might have some different questions. So one example, let's say you're applying to USC using Common App, and also you're applying to NYU, right? Even though majority of the questions will be covered through Common App, they're going to have their own set of questions, and they're called supplemental essays, for example. And you have to answer them separately, depending on what colleges. Okay. And you might be asking, where can I find that information? I don't want to miss any of them. Don't worry about it. If you don't complete them, you won't be able to submit, which means you have to complete them. So the Common App make sure that you complete all questions that the colleges need um, in order to submit. Okay. But definitely Commonness simplifies the process of um, applying to colleges by centralizing the key data, key information, like your background, okay, like demographics. Okay. All right. So a few important things that I want to share. Application submission opened actually yesterday, August 1st. Okay. Now, deadlines. Deadlines are set by each college or each university. All right, let's get into this. So please go to apply.commonnet.org. Let me drop it on the chat again. Okay. When you click on it, oh my bad. When you go to the website, what you're gonna do is create an account. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Okay. Click on it, and you're gonna choose first year student. Most of you will be first year, not on transfer student, right? So most of you will be first year students. So click on this first year, just like you see in a way. So it's gonna be asking you email address. Again, I'm telling you, do not use school email. Use the email, personal email. Uh, And my suggestion, your personal email should be as simple as your name, some kind of combination of your name and a number. Don't use a personal email which has something inappropriate in word in there. Why would you? You want to put out the best of yourself. So use your personal email. So my case, I oftentimes use my name and combination of a number. Okay. You type the email, password, you have to choose a password. Sometimes your UC password and Common App password cannot be the same because UC, uh, I think UC did not ask for the special character, but Common App does. But if you can keep it as the same one, great. It's one fewer password that you have to remember. Type in the password, okay? You're applying as a first year student and plan to start college in 2025 or 2026. That's what you're choosing. Okay. your first name, again, legal name, please. Okay. What your document says. Okay. Would you like to share different first name? Then sure. Like let's say your legal name is different from what you use, then you can put it here. Okay. Last name, again, legal last name and date of birth. Contact detail, you are basically putting your phone number, just like you see. You can put your parents' phone information too. That is okay too. But my suggestion again, put your number, your home address, and where you can get mail. You know. Okay, and they ask a weird question about, are you currently based in European Union country? Obviously not. Okay, you're here in the United States. I assume. So you're gonna put yes. Oh, no, my bad. No. You're gonna put no. And would you like to receive communication from Common App about opportunities and resources? Put yes. Why not? It's up to you. But if you put yes, then you're gonna get a bunch of like emails from them. You don't have to put yes. That's what I meant. And you have to obviously check this box saying, okay, I agree. Whatever you guys, your term. Okay. You have to do that and create an account. Okay. All right. Let me give you about 10 seconds so you can create an account. Okay. Okay, if everybody completed an account, then anyone having a hard time creating an account, let me know. Okay. All right. So once you create an account, logged in, and you're gonna see this interface. Okay. I know it looks daunting, a lot of options. But don't worry about it. I'll go through every single of them. So first, every time you're gonna be in a dashboard, okay? Dashboard. All right. You log in, you're gonna be on the dashboard. Okay? Don't worry too much about help and support on the right hand side. Okay. Don't worry about it. But if you click on a question that you're not sure of, sometimes they have some information there on the right hand side. Okay. But don't worry too much about this for now. Okay. We're in a dashboard. What I want you to do is first, I want you to click on my common application. Okay. Well, if you join my UC app, then you might be thinking, wait, they look pretty much the same. We saw profile demographics about myself, family, and there was something about academics and education. There was something about testing. UC asked me to put activities. UC asked me to put PIQ. And then UC asked me to put some kind of like what courses I have taken, academics portion, right? So the layout is very similar. Okay. They're going to be asking differently with the different questions, but the general overall, they're the similar. Okay. This is where you're going to be working on inputting information. So my common application. So this is where all the information will be going in. Okay. So I'm going to go back to dashboard. Okay. Okay, my common app. That's where we put all the information. Now, I'm gonna skip for my colleges because, hey, we didn't put any colleges, right? First thing I want you to do is click on college search. Okay, click on college search and just think about one of the dream school. Okay, not UC, not Cal State, not MIT. Okay, but just think about any school that you wanna apply to. Okay. But this time, I'm not saying apply to USC, okay? But just for the sake of um, this session, I'm gonna search USC. Okay. When I type in USC abbreviation or University of Southern Cal, then you're gonna see this pretty much the same information. Okay, so you can put University of Southern California or USC, then you're gonna find that school. What you do is, then what you're gonna do is click on plus add. Okay, then you're adding that school to your list. All right, that you're interested in. Now, can you make the changes later? Absolutely. You're not saying you have to apply to this school, okay? You, at the end of the day, you make the decision by whatever the deadline, which school you want to apply to, okay? But we're just adding schools that you might be interested in or you're interested in, okay? You should include all the schools you're interested in, okay? But just for the sake of this session, I'm gonna add USC, okay? And I'm gonna add Chapman, okay? So obviously I click on this and then it'll be add, right? I can remove the school by clicking, remove also, okay? And um, now you might be thinking, okay, then Mr. Kang said I cannot apply um, UC schools with this. Okay, well then let's try University of California. Okay, I don't see that school, right? Which means that school does not offer Common App as their platform. That's why. Okay. What about Cal State School? So I'll say Cal State Long Beach. I don't see it. Okay, which means again, that school does not use Common App for their college application. Okay, that's what it means. That means you have to go to the school's website to find out. Okay, so I just added school. Um, is there another school that I want to add because they're different? No. Okay, so that'll be great. All right. Okay, so I added two schools or so, and you probably added a few more schools. Then what do I do? Well, you can go to My Colleges, click on this, then you're gonna see the list of the schools that you added. Okay, so from dashboard, My Colleges, see how I have the schools that I added. And I can click on that schools list, okay, and get the information. Like, when is the deadline? What's their admission office email address, so on and so forth. So you can get basic information here, okay? Basic. All right. So far, so good. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go to general, okay? I want you to go to general of the schools that you chose, okay? And click on prefer start term, okay? And then it'll be fall 2026, and then prefer admission plan. Okay. So let's say you want to do early action. Okay. Then you do early action. Okay. Do this one, you can leave it for now. Okay. So let's see what happens. Continue. Okay. Okay. I can access the colleges, list of the colleges here from dashboard also. And I can see that, okay, early action, the due date is November 1st. So I have that information too. So I just want to make sure that you include what term you want to do. So you can put that information, okay? So just basic things. All right. Yeah. Again, if you have any questions, just feel free to put it on the chat. Okay. All right. Now, oh, so remember I asked you to put the term and the admission plan, right? Nothing else yet. Okay. Why did I ask you to do that? Because when you go to my college and then overview, it's gonna list all the colleges that you added to your list. And also, just because you added the term and the plan, it'll give you a reminder right there. Hey, you wanna apply to USC early action? There you go. November 1st, 2025. That's your deadline. For Chapman, we haven't put that information yet, right? So see how it's blank, or it says add your term and admission plan. So I can do that too. So you know what, Chapman, I'm gonna start 2025 and I'm gonna do regular decision. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. For regular decision, it'll be January 15th for Chapman. Well, same thing with USC. What if, like, you know what? I don't want to do early action. I just want to do regular decision. Okay, I don't have time to write all that essay by November 1st. So I just want to do regular decision. Then when is it due? Total overview, January 10th. See how it changes? So that gives you that information. And another great thing about Common App, when it's within 10 or 15 days, it's gonna give you a reminder. It'll say, so by, let's say today's January 1st, it'll say 9 days left. 8 days left, 7 days left. It's going to give you that reminder. Okay. All right. So that's my colleges. Okay. I'm going to go to dashboard again. Okay. Now, all these circles with dotted line, that means it's not complete. For UC, it was a check mark. Remember, it was a check mark. For Common App, it's just a blank. When you're done, that blank's gonna be filled with a check mark. Okay. So let's do that. Go to Common App. So dashboard, my Common Application. Click on Profile. Okay. Common Profile. Personal information. Your first name. Yeah, remember how your first name, you already put that information. So like you're gonna have that information already there. Okay. These are pretty straightforward questions. So I'm gonna move on, continue. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but instead of save, it just has continue, right? But if you click on continue, it'll automatically save, just like you see. Okay, so don't worry about, oh my gosh, I put information and I forgot to save it. No. So as long as you click on continue, it'll save. Okay. Put the address. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Phone number, so on and so forth. Alternate phone number, like I said, you can put your contact information and your parents' contact information too, just in case. Demographics, we're back to this asterisk mark, okay? So any questions that does not have this star, okay, or the asterisk mark, you don't have to answer that, okay? So it's an optional question, okay? So anything that doesn't have it, it's up to you. You want to answer them? Great. You know, you don't want to answer them? You don't have to. Okay. Now, same thing. Of the schools um, not using the demographics information, it's up to you if you want to complete or not. Okay. Language, how many languages do you speak or you're proficient in? Uh, Many of you probably taking foreign language, right? So let's say you speak English, and then you speak let's say you speak English and Korean, and then on top of that you have taken Spanish, let's say uh, Spanish 3. Okay, so you're pretty proficient in Spanish. Then you can do, like I speak 3 languages. I do all that, like Spanish. I can speak and read. And then that's the language I speak at home. Then you put that's spoken at home, spoken language at home. Okay. So that information goes in there. Same question about just like from UC where they ask about nationality, where were you born, so on and so forth. Okay, that information goes in there. Pretty straightforward. Um, they just like common UC. So Common App also allows students to apply for fee waiver, and then they give a application fee waiver. Okay. Uh, Now, here's a guideline, but pretty much many of the students who get fee waiver, most likely they have submitted a free lunch application or free meal application, and then they were approved. Then you get the fee waiver. Okay. But if not, your parents are making enough, and then you're not gonna get a fee waiver. You just pay per schools that you apply. Okay. So if you meet any of these criteria, then you put yes. Um, but I can tell you that your parents have both of the parents have a job and they're making enough, then most likely you won't. Okay. And if you do qualify, most likely you have applied for free or reduced lunch. Okay. I'm gonna put no for now. Um, this is again, if you meet free or reduced lunch status, uh, this is an additional program, I'll say, that helps students, but then you have to qualify again through your income level. Okay, so you can put yes. If you don't qualify, then you're not gonna get it. So you can put yes, then you get some, counseling and stuff later. Okay. Family information, something interesting about Common App is they basically make you complete education level of a parent. Okay, so something I'm gonna mention. So let's say here. So I'm gonna start with mom. Okay, uh, she's live and she's living with me. Okay, great. And her name is whatever. Okay, Jennifer and uh, sh- whatever, Kim. There you go. Um, and it's gonna ask you, see how the red asterisk mark right there? They don't care about their my mom's phone number, anything like that, but they're asking about the higher education, the highest education level. So education that my mom received, right, or completed. Um, Vague, but then this also takes a lot of students of time just because let's say my parent, like let's say my mom went to UCLA, okay, in 1980s, okay? Let's just say. Then I would put, okay, she graduated from, my mom told me, or I heard that my mom graduated from college. And then as far as I know, she went one school and she went to UCLA, right? Oops. Okay. All righty. You see, yeah, here you go. Okay. That's what she told me. Okay. I don't know what she studied. See how it's hard. Like, I think she got one degree. She received bachelor's degree, but what year? Like, these are the things really hard to find. So I just want to make sure that your parent will be helping you completing this application. Okay. Um, just be ready. Okay. She got it in 19, whatever, 80. But I don't know what like school she went, where she told me she went to use. See how these are all the information that you might not know. Okay. But they ask you this information. Now, the bigger question is, why are they asking? Because some schools look at your parents' education and then they give you advantage if two things. One, um, um, you're the first one going to college. Okay. So you're the first gen, we call it first generation who's going to college. So your parents never went to college. Okay. That's one advantage. Or two, let's say they have a legacy and then your parent went to the same school that you're applying to, then that's a legacy. But again, you're not sure, then ask your, someone who's helping you with the application. All right. Okay, so you do that. Sibling, if you have any sibling, then you're gonna put that information too, but not really impacting your application. It's just a background that has happened already, right? Again. Um, Second thing, then you go to education section and it's gonna ask you to input the school that you are currently attending or you have attended. Okay, you're gonna list all the high schools. So this time I'm gonna use, let's see, Oxford Academy, maybe. I can do, sure. Uh, I can do some private school, doesn't matter. Okay, I just chose random school. Um, And then what year did I get in? So you have to think about your freshman year, well, not just freshman year, my bad. When did you get into that school, right? When did you start that school? If you went to multiple schools, then you just have to figure out what month and year did I start that school, okay? Is this a boarding school? No, most of the schools are not boarding school, but there are boarding schools out there. Did you or will you graduate from this school? So I'm gonna just use example as, yes, I attended this Oxford Academy in Westbrook since ninth grade, and I'll be graduating from here. So I'll put yes. Okay. When am I graduating? Most likely it'll be May or June of 26, right? For you guys. Well, May. This question be a little complicated, but then most of you will be no change in progression. But this is basically saying like, are you graduating early? Are you graduating late? Are you taking a gap year? So they're asking that type of questions. Most of you will graduate with your peers, right? You're graduating with your uh, colleagues in either May or June, whenever the graduation date is of 2026. So you put no change in progression, okay? Unless you have taken a gap year. So you graduated already and then you're applying, you worked and you took a gap year, then sure. But unless that's the case, most of you will put no change in progression. Okay. If I went to another school, then you choose if you did not, let me start from there. You just went to one high school, then you put zero, right? That's it, because you're enrolled in that high school, you're done, um, and you haven't attended another school. But let's say you attended another school and then you move to current school, sure, then you just choose that school. When did you start? When did you leave that school? And then you have to put why. Okay, see how it has a red asterisk mark? So most common answer would be first, moved. Okay, so let's say you moved from Florida to California. Sure, you moved, you had to change the school, right? No specific reason, nothing to be worried about. Or I have a lot of students who were at one school and then moved to another school because the previous school did not offer the program that you are looking for. Let's say you wanted to focus on uh, music, okay? But then previous school did not have a music program, so you wanted to do that. Previous school was a small school without a football, and you wanted to play football, so that's why you moved. Sure. So like you're looking for a specific program, and then that's why you moved school. That's okay too. Okay. Now, if you didn't move, you never moved, you don't even have to answer that question, okay? Because that question is not going to be asked. Okay, but those are two really common ones. if give me one second. Oh, yeah. If you moved from one school to the other. Okay, those are two common answers. And if the answer is different, please let me know. Then I can help you write it. Okay, if there was a different reason. Okay. Um, moving on. Just like you see, they ask you, hey, have you ever taken any community college or university courses while you're in high school? So students do summer classes, they do dual enrollment, so on and so forth. Or some students take, oh, I wanna take computer network class because I wanna learn about, computer network, but my school doesn't offer. So I want to take it, but it's not a dual enrollment, right? Because I'm not going to get a credit. That's okay. So any college courses that you have taken, if so, then you know, you're gonna put a number of colleges that you have, taken. Okay, so let's say you have taken one from where? Was it a summer program, dual enrollment? What was it? Okay. From what time to what time? Okay, so this case, let's say I know a lot of high schools, what they do is, oh, you can take, English 11, AP, English 11, okay, because we don't have a space, okay, then you should put it here, okay. Question. Okay. Now, UC Scout, did you get a credit? I know some students take UC Scout. Did you get the credit and then did you include it in the transcript? So it goes back to that. So if you get a credit, definitely you want to list them here. Okay. So I would say yes. Okay. Any college level courses that you have taken, you're going to list them here. Okay. Even, so I know nowadays the private, especially private schools, like uh, I don't think USC does that much, but out of state private schools, they offer some kind of online summer program that high school students can participate in. Then you can list them here too, because technically you have taken the college course. Okay. Now, 99% of the time, you did not earn any degree, right? You just took one or two or three classes from community college. So you would leave this space blank. Okay. And see how it doesn't have red asterisk mark? That means you don't have to choose any, right? And obviously you didn't receive any degree. Okay. And you accidentally put something, you can clear your answer. Okay. Now, this is about your high school. Okay. This question is about your high school. Graduating class size, approximate. Okay. So how many seniors do you guys have? That's what they are asking. Okay. Most comprehensive high school, what, 500 maybe? You might know the exact number. Where can you find the number? From your transcript. Or you log into PowerSchool, you log into Aries, you log into some kind of grading, that progress report system. Then it might say the number of students that seniors you have, not all students, the graduating class. Okay. So it could be 100 small school, it could be 50 small private school, but it could be 500, it could be 700, depending on the school size, right? That it's a graduating class. And second thing that they ask, okay, this is also important, okay? So class rank, right? So if a school rank gives a rank, okay, exact ranks means you are 11th from 500 students, okay? It should say on a transcript. Transcript will say your GPA, using GPA, you're 11th, top 11 from your class size. Okay, that's the exact. That's by 10%, right? So your top 10%, top 20%, top 30%, so on and so forth. That's how they do it. Depends on the school. Now, if you're not sure, you can leave it blank, okay? Now, if you know you're like one of the top, you're like top first, second, third, or you're within top 10%, okay? Then ask your counselor, school counselor, if you guys are doing any class rank reporting, okay? Because it'll be advantage for you. It'll be advantageous, okay? It's an advantage of if you're top within top 10%, it's an advantage, okay? You're not sure, or if school says we don't do that, then just leave it blank. Oftentimes, students also get confused with the GPA scale reporting. Choose 4, most of you will be 4.0 scale, right? Some students get confused and they put 5 because, well, AP is 5. Yes, but your GPA scale is 4.0 scale. You can be higher than 4.0 because you have an AP, but just put 4. Cumulative GPA. This is another question that I get asked a lot, so it's very important. Okay. Students say, okay, on my transcript, especially LAUSD school, on my transcript it says LAUSD GPA unweighted, LAUSD GPA weighted, UC GPA kept, UC GPA weighted, um, physical something GPA, overall GPA, A through G GPA. Like you're gonna see bunch of different type of GPAs. Okay, you're gonna see bunch of different ones. Okay, the best one you can use is so from your GPA. Okay. Um, that includes 9 through 11. Okay, so don't pick the UC one. UC, they will calculate on their own, but then, so you don't even have to put GPA, right? You didn't see a section about what's your GPA because they calculated on their own. But for private schools who are out of state, they don't do that for you. Right now, at least when you're doing self-reporting, they're going to do it later on their own. But so they're asking you to put that information. So best one you can put is either your all overall 9 through 11th, right? You don't have 12th grade uh, GPA yet. So 9 through 11, uh, either weighted or unweighted GPA. Now, just basic, I would say rule is if you have done a lot of APs, right? You have done a lot of APs, you have a number of AP courses, then sure, you should be using weighted. This one could be confusing. That's why I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this one, okay? So current or most recent year courses, it's asking you to self-report. What courses are you taking and what courses are you going to take? Give me one second. There's a question. Okay. For class rank is done by school. Okay, so you need to ask your school counselor about the class rank. Okay. The question is about should I use the class rank like using the cumulative GPA or most recent? What should I cumulative rank? Which one should I use? Whatever the most recent rank, but then you have to ask the counselor. Okay, you don't want to come up with a rank. Oh, I have 4.0, so I must be. No. Okay, you have to ask your counselor because your counselor can tell you, your school counselor can tell you that if you guys are doing class rank. If you don't do class rank, then there's no rank. Okay, some schools opt out. They don't rank anybody. Okay. Okay, going back to current or most recent courses, it's asking to put all the classes that you are taking right now as a 12th grader, and then you will be taking within the 12th grade year. Okay, so one example, let's say we talked about this. Let's say I take government, AP government first semester, and then econ second semester, right? AP econ, let's say. Then what do I do? Yeah, those are two separate classes. So those are two, not one, but two courses. What if I'm taking online, I'll be taking online AP psychology second semester. I'm not doing it right now because I got full load, but second semester, I know I'm gonna take it. Okay. Then that's another class you're gonna be taking. Okay. Right? So you add them up, all of them, and then you say, okay, I'm taking 7 classes, then put 7. Okay, then they're gonna give you a 7 slot. Okay. Okay. Another question on the chat. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay. The student who asked me this question, do you go to like school like OSHA? Is that it? Okay. So, they are basically asking um, they're asking, so the question is about some schools, it's rare. Some schools. Some schools have a academic program, and then there's an after-school conservatory programs, like OSHA. Okay. Um, what you want to do is you have to take a look at the transcript. If the transcript shows all the courses with the grades, you input them all. Okay. Input them all. So like OSHA, in case of OSHA, it's a art high school in Orange County. In case of OSHA, you're gonna see like acting, right? Which is not part of a regular high school program. That's a part of a conservatory program. You can list them here, okay? Because you're gonna be getting a grade. As long as you're getting some kind of grade, you're gonna put them here, okay? Now, some students ask, what about my advisory or homeroom? Um, I'm not getting any credit. I'm not getting any grade. Don't put them here because you're not getting any credit uh, nor grade. But some classes that you're taking after school and school's giving you credit, right? Like whatever, 2 credit, 5 credits with a grade. Grade can be A, B, C, D, F, or it could be pass, not pass. As long as you're getting some kind of credit, you want to put them here. Okay? Good question. Thank you. So going back, so let's say I'm taking 7 courses, okay? This year, 12th grade year. Um, and I know that my school's semester, so I'm gonna put semester. Most of the schools are semester schools. Okay, so I'm choosing one. Okay, so you have to take a list of the courses that you can choose from. Um, Many of you, I know there was a ch huge change in terms of math. So some schools are using math 1, math 2, math 3. Then you're going to be choosing math other. Okay, let's say you're doing math 1, math other, and then you're going to write in math 1, so on and so forth. Okay. But that fits the best. Now, for UC, remember UC, PE and health didn't count. Uh, Common App, because they're private school, they give you credit for physical education, PE, or health class too. So you're gonna list them here. Okay. Um, Also, because it's a common app, private schools, and some private schools are religious school. Actually, a lot of them are. So they give you a religious class too. So if you go to like a Christian school or Catholic school, and then you have taken something something seminar, theology some seminar, okay? And you again going back to, did you get a credit? Did you get a grade? Okay, if you went there, but then there was no credit, no grade, then you don't get to put it. But then where should that go? Activities, right? But you got a credit, you got a grade, then you put it right here. You put religion, and then you put theology 1, and you put it right there. So I just put it as an example, calculus, and then you write this in calc, just write it as it's shown on transcript. Okay. So AP Calc AB, for example. Another tricky part. Okay, so please listen carefully. You have a bunch of listed course level, okay? Starting from regular, standard to uh, regions, pre-IB, all these different things, okay? I'll tell you, these are the following common ones, okay? Now, if you go to private school and private schools might use different ones, but then these are common ones, okay? So starting from non-A through G course, like health, PE, sports program like volleyball, basketball, because you did PE and then through volleyball, then you're going to list them too. Um, these are not college level, quote unquote, college prep classes, right? These are just regular classes. Those you choose regular standard, okay? Your religion class, theology, or uh, something like that, okay? Those are not A through G. So something that you wouldn't see on UC applications list, okay? They're not A through G, just choose regular standard, okay? Second, let's say you are in honors course, English 9 honors, okay? English 9 honors. And remember, UC, um, they were not giving you honors credit, unfortunately. Here, Common App, they will give you honors credit. So for honors, you find honors right here. Okay, so you choose honors, okay? So your transcript says ninth grade or English 9 honors or HP, choose honors. Next one. This one's very clear. AP something. AP US history, AP world history, AP European history, AP English language, AP Spanish language, AP Calc AB, AP statistics. All those classes start with AP. You choose AP, advanced placement. Okay. Now, there's some different ones. If you're so some schools have a class that says accelerated because you're accelerating, okay? You're skipping something. If the transcript says so, then you can choose that. Um, you have taken a class. This is not so common, but then a lot of students do this. You have taken a class from community college, okay? Let's say you took English language, um, English language, but then you took it from your local community college, okay? Then you choose dual enrollment, okay? Or you went to community college and then you took calculus, or you went to community college and then you took biology, okay? Not from your high school, but then you got an approval, right? Your counselor had to sign it, but you took community college course, then you put dual enrollment, okay? Yes, senior year only, okay? Not 11th grade, current senior year. So you're taking right now, okay? Thank you for asking that. Some IB schools, it'll say Spanish IB. Then you choose International Baccalaureate IB, okay? So not so common, but some students have that class. And here's the most common one, okay? Then you might be asking now at this point, okay, I took English 9. It doesn't say honors. It's a regular English 9. Should I put regular English 9? Okay. No, I want to really get credit for taking an A through G courses. Okay. A through G course. I want to put this one. College prep. Okay. So you're taking these classes being prepared for college. So let's say you took regular bio, you put biology, college prep. You took regular algebra 1, college prep. Okay. You took regular chemistry. Okay. Then you put chemistry, college prep. Is that clear for everybody? Now, I'm not going to get into other ones because it's very special cases. So if you went to private school or international school and then you have a questions, just ask me, okay? Like there's I guess C's. Yeah, that's I guess C's and pre-IBs. Those are like very uncommon ones, but I just went over regular or standard for non-A through G. Like you took cooking class, great. Not, home ec, okay, regular standard. Uh, but let's say you took art. class, okay? It's A through G course, okay? You took ceramic, you took chorus, you took uh, music appreciation. These are college prep courses. So I want you to put college prep. If your class has HP or honors, I want you to choose honors. If you are taking AP, choose AP. Okay? All right. So AP Calc will be AP. Okay. Let's say you're taking honors economics, choose honors. Let's say you're taking right now, you're taking English, and you're taking English 12. Okay, regular English 12. Then do you put regular English? No, you put college prep. But what if full year? Um, and did you notice that? Oh, I almost skipped. So see how economics, let's say I'm taking econ, honors econ, second semester only, then you choose second semester. Okay. I'll be taking AP Lang for seniors this upcoming year. So how do I put that on the course? Oh, AP Lang. So you're gonna put English. Okay. If it's AP Lang, it'll be English, AP English Lang, or it'll say AP English Language. It'll be AP, and you're taking a first semester and second semester, which means whole semester. So first full year. That's what you put. Okay. Um, some students might be taking, let's say you've been playing basketball. Okay. You're this year you're the captain. Great, good for you. Okay. And through basketball, you're taking P credit. Okay. Then you're going to be choosing physical education, basketball. This one will be regular because it's not A through G course. And you're doing it, let's say, first semester only, one season. There. Okay. See how, um, let's say you're doing, let's say you're doing, what would be an interesting class? Business. Okay. No. Let's do psychology. Okay. So let's say you're doing psychology class and you're like, wait, I don't see psychology here. What do I do? Okay. Then you can do other elective, AP psychology, AP, and I'm doing it for full year. Okay. A through G courses should be listed as college prep unless they're honors or AP. Good. Yeah. And non-A through G should be regular class. ASB, you have to take a look at the transcript. Okay. Most likely ASB course will be regular class, but sometimes it check marks as a college prep. So sometimes it depends on how it's set up. Same thing with yearbook. I don't know if anybody's taking yearbook. So yearbook could be non-A through G if yearbook is taught by non-English or art credential teacher. Like sometimes it's on whatever, like just regular class uh, taught by some random person, then it's not an A through G, then you have to put regular. But if yearbook is taught by English teacher or art teacher, then most likely it is A through G. So you should put college prep. Okay. All right. So moving on to, oh, any questions? Any more questions? I know this one is a bit complicated one. That's right. Anyone having a hard time? Like, oh, I'm taking this class and I'm not sure. Okay. Visual performing arts, wind ensemble for 4 years. Okay. Yes, you put it under college prep. Okay. Because it's not going to be honors. So you put college prep. And um, sports medicine could be, you have to check the transcript. Most likely it'll be college prep. Most likely. but you have to check the transcript. When you look at the transcript, probably you have never um, paid attention, but under transcript, you're gonna see a section, like a column saying CP. CP means college prep. It's gonna have a check mark if it's a college prep. I can tell you most A through G will be a college. You're gonna choose college prep, honors, AP. Those are the ones that you're gonna be choosing most likely. Your religion class or one of those religion class will be regular class. Sports will be regular. Football, baseball, soccer, because it falls under PE. Okay. And then most likely I'll be reviewing too, making sure that you're not making mistakes. Um, so if you're not sure, you can always ask me, but I'll be reviewing them before you submit. All right, moving on to honors. Now, this honors is not about your class. Okay, it's not about your honors class. Okay, so sometimes students make a mistake and put, oh, I took English 9 honors, and then you put English 9. That's not what it is. This honors is about honors related to the achievement. Okay, so awards. That's what they're talking about. So one example, many schools and students are participating in National Honor Society. That is our honors, okay? Because you're part of that group. You achieved it. Same thing with CSF. Um, CSF is another one. Let's say you were chosen student, like math student of the month. That's on achievement, okay? And it falls under academics, right? So yes, so you can put that there too. Let's say you are chosen. So let's say here's a huge difference. I'll give you an example. Athlete of the month. Can we put that as on honors? Not technically. Why? Because athletics falls under non-A through G. It's not academics. Okay. However, let's say another school does athlete with a distinction in GPA. Okay, which means this is a student who's participating in athletics, but in order to get that, you have to have 3.0 or higher GPA. Now, can I put that here? Yes. Why? Because it has something to do with academics. As long as it has something to do with academics, I can list them here. Okay. So, like I said, one example, National Honor Society. Another example would be uh, like Dean's List, okay, or Principal's List for like GPA 3.0 plus or something like that, okay? What if I participated in AMC? Okay, that's American Math Competition, and then I achieved or I was chosen to participate in it. Okay, so like American Math Competition, um, like whatever, uh, uh, represented school, something like that. So you're chosen to represent. Um, so these are some of the honors. There's so many, but I mean, I can go on and on, right? Because um, let's say you participated in some kind of writing competition and you were mentioned, honorable mention, even honorable mention. Sure. Okay. Um, Science Olympiad. And then you were mentioned, you were part of the team. I would mention that here too. Okay. So these are the things that you can mention them. Now, what if, because this is where most of the students are in. What if I have like, oh yeah, I'm in honor society and also I was recognized for my AP. So there's a AP scholar. So that's another thing, right? AP scholar. So I took number of AP tests and then uh, and I got 3 or higher. on average, and then I took more than three. So I was, recognized as an AP scholar. Great. So I have four of them, and it says I can list up to five. So should I just skip? What should I do? Okay. From this point, what you can do is once you complete all the things with academics, and then you still want to put more stuff, you don't have any more things to do, right? Then what you can do is you can do something related to volunteer work or something that's not related to academics. That is okay to include them here. Okay. So one example, presents, volunteer service or work. You can put them here. Okay. Um, but you need to prioritize the ones that's academic. All right. That's key. Second important thing. It says report, and then it gives you this arrow to move things up and down, right? Why would they do that? Because they want you to rank what's most important to least important to you. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer to what is most important to you. But my suggestion is something that's harder to achieve, right? And then something that you put your whatever heart, soul, blood in it. Okay, that should be on top as one, and the least important one should be on the bottom. Okay, so let's say you ran out of all the academic one, and the last one is just athlete of the year. Okay, um, okay, let's say that should be the bottom one. Okay, congressional award here too. Yes. Um, But I want you to put academic ones first, and you still have a space, then sure, it's okay. Non-academic ones, like Congressional Award, Athlete of the Year, anything like that. Okay. Um, they don't ask you to put description, right? It just says title. But be smart about this. If you just put the title, let's say National Honor Society, they might not know what it is. I mean, they should, but then they might not. So I would put some information to brag. Okay. This is a place where you want to highlight your achievement. Okay. So I would definitely put, I would definitely put that information. Like I was in Honor Society because I maintained 4.0, or I was in Honor Society Science because I have taken I had 4.5 in science classes, something like that. Okay, so brag it. Okay, this is a place to brag it. All right. Uh, okay. Now, what if I have nothing to put here? Well, you have nothing to put, you have nothing to put. That's okay. All right. I've seen students not completing all five of them. That's okay. But think about all the awards that you receive or all the honor society, all the competition that you have participated in. Even if you didn't receive any, you weren't recognized, right? But you participated, still you can put it there, right? Because, um, for example, you participated in AMC, and that means you represented your school. Okay. All right, community-based organization, you don't have to worry much about this, but let's say you are part of any of these. Um, these are for socioeconomically disadvantaged students, okay? So that common one is college match, for example, but if you participate in any of community-based organizations, yes, but most of students will be none. Um, Future plans, not impacting your applications. Just choose one. What do you want to do? That's it. Okay. So far, so good. Any questions? Okay. Testing. very straightforward again. Um, but I want to highlight a few things. One, let's say um, you took SAT. Okay, you have an SAT score. All right. So, but then you're not sure if you want to use that SAT score or not. Okay, just include them here on this section. Why? Because each university, they're going to ask you on their question here, their university specific question where, hey, do you want to report your SAT score or not? If you say no, then even if you put it here, they're not going to access it. Okay. So just, you can just put it here because some schools you might, some schools you might not, right? So put them here. AP, just like you see, any AP test you have taken and then you got 3 or higher, include them here. Let's say you have never taken AP and then you're taking AP government for the first time, but I haven't taken it. What do I do? Well, we talked about it. Then you say, um, you say, I'm planning to take it. That's what you're gonna say, right? Uh, you're gonna say planning to take it, so you don't have a score, so leave the score blank. That means you're planning to take. Okay. Moving on to activities. Um, Now, activity section, very similar to UC, but the biggest difference is instead of 20 slots, they're giving you only 10. Okay. They're giving you 10 slots. Okay. It can be any of these, but basically same as a UC, 10 slots. And second thing is you have to rank them 1 through 10. One means this is like really important to me. It's the activity that, I really put my heart and soul. Activity 10 is I put my heart and soul, but then this one is the least important to me. Okay. So you're going to be choosing whatever that makes sense most to you, like aligned to your activity that you have done. Okay. They might fall into multiple ones. You just have to choose them. Okay. So let's say you did something that's related to social justice, but it's like where is it? Uh, Social justice, but then maybe you want to be a social justice lawyer, so it was career oriented, right? So it'll be career oriented or social justice. Then just choose one, which one makes the most sense. Or you did volunteer work and then it was something to do with cultural, that's okay. Choose one, okay? That you want to highlight more, okay? And you got paid, always it's a paid work. Nothing that's related to here, then you can choose other club activity. Okay, so you get to choose one, putting the position that you had, okay, or you have. Organization name it could be whatever the organization that you work for, right? It could be club name too. If it's Save the Ocean Club, put Save the Ocean. This is where you put the description. Now, this will take a lot of time. Like I said, putting the description, you have to put a lot of thoughts into it. It's like writing an essay or writing a resume more. Um, you see maximum character of 150, not max words, max characters, 150. 150 character means if you're writing a sentence, it'll be like 2 sentences or 3. Okay. On your Google Doc, it'll be a line and a half. Okay, so you gotta really make it concise. All right. Concise, highlighting your strength, your strength, not other people's. Okay. Don't bother to put our team won CIF championship. Okay. You can just put CIF champion. That's it. Okay. And don't put we did this. Don't, okay. Skip that. What did you do? Okay. Focus on yourself. Same thing as you see where what grade level did you do? Like, oh, I did this volunteer work 9, 10, and 11, and I'm continuing this year. Okay, 4 years. I did that during school year. I did it during summer break. I did it all year long. Okay. And you're estimating, just like you see, how many hours did you spend for this activity per week and how many weeks per year? So it's just estimating. Okay. Be reasonable. You don't have to undersell it. Okay. So which means you've done about 1 hour to 2 hours. So it's like 1 hour to 2 hours. Just put 2 hours. It's okay. All right. And I intend to participate in a similar activity in college. Just put yes, okay? Unless you will never do that, or you're not going to be able to do similar activities. But come on, you've done these activities. That means most likely you might continue, right? So just put yes, I intend to participate. Something similar. Not exactly same, but something similar. Okay. Question on activities. Yeah, this one will take some time. Uh, Responsibilities and circumstances. ComNet made a change this year with this one. They never asked this question, or colleges asked separately. So they understand that some students, they have to take care of their family, so they don't have much time to go out and do something else. And they want to recognize that. Okay, so let's say you have a family member or your parents don't speak English well, and then you are the one who's always interpreting and translating, okay? Um, and and you have like you're living with grandparents and then they're sick and then you have to take care of them. And on top of that, you have a young little sibling that you have to take care of because your parents have to go out and work 20 hours a day, okay? Any responsibility you spend 4 or more hours per week. They're being really generous, right? Just 4 hours. So let's say you're babysitting a little tiny baby sibling uh, every day when you come back from home. So you're until your mom or dad comes back, okay? And you're doing that every day, 1 hour, let's say. Okay, you have to pick up from wherever. See how you're spending 5 hours. Then can I check? Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking care of like younger family member or household member. Or when I come home, that's when my dad is already at work. My mom can go and work for 2 hours because we're living with grandma and she cannot do anything on her own because she's fragile. Okay. Then you're spending 2 hours every day taking care of your grandma. That's 10 hours a week. So can you put this? Yeah, you're taking care of the household member. Okay, good. So take a look at it. This is almost like an activity. That's why. Okay, they're giving you a chance to say that, I'm busy with helping families. Okay, if you are doing it. Okay, so far so good. Okay, two more things. Writing. Okay, well, I'm not the one who's helping you with the essay, so I'm not going to get into much of a detail, but same thing with UC. When you copy and paste, you're not typing in here directly. When you copy and paste your essay here, make sure you read them, proofread it. So your special character, spacing, first or last sentence, you're not missing them, okay? Make sure you read them, okay? That's really important. Aha, they have an additional information section too. Remember, just like you see. So for uh, just like you see, if there was any issue like this, sometimes students' application and achievement may be impacted by challenges or other circumstances. This could involve access to safe and quiet study space, access to reliable technology, internet, community disruption, discrimination, blah, blah, blah. Anything you experience something, and here's a key thing, and you didn't put that on essay, okay, which means it was not mentioned anywhere else. If it was mentioned already, there's no point, okay, but you never mentioned it. This is a place, okay, all right. Most likely you experienced like something like war, okay, and then you came here. Wouldn't you write it on essay? I would. but for whatever the reason, you had another great thing that like crazy thing happened, so you put it on the essay and you didn't have a chance to write about that experience. This is a place, okay? This is where you're gonna put that information. So should this be like an essay form? Yes. Does it have to be an essay form? No. But you're talking about the hardship or the challenges that you went through, right? That you want the reviewer to read. So you want to make it as a like really good writing. Okay. Another thing is additional details or qualifications not reflected in this application. So you might be thinking, okay, on UC application, I had 20 slots to put my achievement, awards, activities, everything. So I put 20. But here I have 5 spaces to put my honors, right? Some kind of your achievement or awards, something like that. I had 10 spaces to put activities, remember? Like 10 you have to rank. What about the 5 that I wrote for UC? Where am I going to put them? This is where you can put them, okay? How much of an impact is it going to make? Not a lot, but wouldn't you do everything to show the best of you to the reviewer? So it's not gonna hurt you putting them here. Is it gonna make a much like a impact? No. But hey, you're spending maybe 10 minutes to write them, and why wouldn't you? Here's the last thing, courses and grades. Okay. So courses and grade is you're self-reporting the courses that you have taken and then what grades you have received, just like UC in a way. Here, you're not putting SSID number. Okay, so whether you went to private school, public school, you're in the same boat. Okay, um, no pre-filling. Um, Even if you put SSID, I just want to clarify for UC, even if you put SSID, if your high school is not connected, then you have to put it on your own either way. So, one thing I want to tell you, let's say you're using Common App to apply to private school, and then that private school does not require this courses and grades, then you don't have to complete it. But I can tell you many schools require them, so you would probably complete them. So don't be surprised if you're applying only 2 and then none of them are asking. Okay. So I can access a copy of my transcript or official grades. Yes. And then this is where you put that information. Okay. Okay. So ninth grade. Remember how I already put the schools? So I'm gonna choose the school. That's when I whatever attended A through F, A, B, C, D, F. It's a semester program, just like senior courses. Exactly the same, right? Algebra 1. So I didn't take honors. I just took regular algebra 1. What should course level be? Regular? No. College prep. And let's say I got A minus and then B plus second semester. A minus, B plus. So Common App allows you to put pluses and minuses. Okay. What about this final? We never got final, quote unquote, final grade. We got final semester grade. Yeah, you just put semester grades, leave the final blank. So first semester, I got 5 credit. Some schools put 0.5, then it'll be 0.5. Depends on your transcript, whatever the transcript says. Usually it's 5 or 0.5. What about final? You don't have to add them. You don't have to do anything. Just leave it blank. Okay. I took biology, ninth grade, and then it was biology honors. What do I put here? Well, you already know, honors. Okay. I took honors first semester. I got C. And so I dropped honors and I took regular bio. What do I do? Well, you go to bio, then you put biology. Now it's a regular one, right? So it'll be college prep. And then you got A plus second semester. Bye. Bye. Does that make sense? So in case you took two different like semester courses, then you have to separate them out. And any time you don't have a grade, you just leave it blank. Okay. What if I took that and then, but then second semester I moved to another school? Then you can change, you can add it here. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay. Here's a 12th grade. No. Do you have a 12th grade transcript? No, you don't. You don't. So you put no. Okay. Other courses are for summer school. Okay. So you do summer school, then this is where you add summer school because it's other courses. So summer goes into other courses. Middle school goes other courses. I think we had a student who did a middle school, but then going from 8 to 9. So this is where other courses, this is where it's gonna go. Okay. Questions before I move on to the really, really last one. Okay. So here's the last thing. Go to dashboard. And like I said, the circle changed to check mark. That means I'm done with that section, by the way. I want to go to my college and choose whatever, whichever one that you want to take a look at. Okay. Click on general. Okay. Here you're gonna see a bunch of things, but this is where you see the supplemental essays, like writing questions. You see that? USC is asking for writing question, two of them, plus a series of questions. Okay. So this is where you're gonna find the supplemental essay. Second important things. From general, they're gonna say, do you intend to pursue need-based financial aid? That means, do you need a loan from school? Okay. So if you know your parents told you that we're paying for everything out of pocket, you're not getting any loan, don't worry about it, then you're gonna put no. If you are submitting FAFSA and you're gonna get a loan, press yes. And this is the section that I mentioned about. I wanted to show you this before I let you go. USC is offering students an option to apply without consideration of SAT or ACT. Okay, so this is where you choose, I like SAT score to be included, or please do not include SAT score. Okay, this is where you choose. So if you choose do not include, but then for Chapman, let's say I go to Chapman and then I say, uh, do they also do that? Let's see. Oh, SAT. Will you submitting SAT score? Okay. For Chapman, I know my SAT score is good enough. USC, maybe not. So I'm playing this game of Chapman. I'm submitting SAT score, yes. But for USC, I'm saying no, do not use it. That's okay to do that. And in order to do that, I need to put my SAT score under my Common App, right? Testing, SAT. Okay. Okay. Now, I said one more thing, but there's one more thing I want to show you because oftentimes students overlook it. Okay. Choose any school. You may not be able to do this one right now, but choose any school and then choose recommenders and FERPA. Yeah, this is very important. That's why. Uh, recommenders and FERPA is the place where you're gonna see you can request recommendation letter. Okay. So what you need to do is complete release authorization. Just check trust in them. Okay. Here's the key. You gotta put I waive my right. What do you mean by I waive my right? I waive my right to look at the letter of recommendation that my teacher wrote. That's what you're saying. Okay, teacher's writing about you. So you have a right to look at it, but I'm waiving my right. Why do I want to do that? The reason is if you don't waive your right, some teachers might not feel comfortable writing the letter of recommendation. So they might say, you know what, if you put I do not waive my right, I don't want to write a letter of recommendation. So you don't want to be in that situation. So always choose I waive my right. Yeah. Always choose I waive my right. Then you can start inviting people. Okay. You need to do that just once. See how I did that for Chapman. Now USC, it's already there. See, already changed. Okay. This is where you can also see how many letter recommendation do I need to receive. My recommendation, keep in mind you have two teachers, like always have two teachers, okay? Because some schools ask 0, some schools have optional 1, some schools have optional 2, some schools have required 2, so on and so forth, okay? So have just at least two teachers in mind, okay? So ask them for the letter recommendation, and you can choose which one you want to send also. If they allow just one, you choose. If they ask you to two, then you have to send both. Okay, but think about two people so you can invite them. But before you invite, what do? This is the key. You talk to them in person, gives a good impression. Don't just randomly send an email and then expect that you're gonna get a good little recommendation. You want to feed them good information. Hey, Mr. Kang, do you remember I took your chemistry class last year? And whatever. Like I really enjoy chemistry class, so on and so forth. And then you type up something. Like in class, I was a group leader. In class, I did this project, and then you made a comment about this project. After school, we worked on this. Like you give them something that they can use on their letter of recommendation. Send them, then you get better letter of recommendation, personalized. Okay. I think that's everything that I prepare for Common App. I know it's a lot of information to digest, um, but the key thing is make sure you do recommenders and FERPA. Okay, so don't wait until the last minute to ask for the letter recommendation. Personal email, you already did because you created Common App and UC.